By Odin's beard, we're back. Welcome to Fresh to Death Comics. I'm Hans, and with me as always...
B. Luke.
How are you today, bro?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. How are you?
I'm great. So
I just want to point out, first time ever of you introducing the show.
Woo!
Felt weird. Felt very, very weird. But
Felt
also
weird for me, too.
Felt natural.
Yeah.
So I want to say congratulations. We hit a milestone of...
I lost my opening virginity.
Yes. Yes, you did. So, recap last week. We chose our best books of the week. Books we were most excited about.
Man, you sound excited still.
I do, because it was a tough week. There was a couple ones I debated on what was better, what was not.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff out last week.
My top choice was Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I picked Cyborg issue number 1.
Yeah. So we both chose number 1s. My choice is wonderful. It was one of the greatest openings to a book I've ever read. It was exciting. It was not everything I was hoping for a book, but definitely made me laugh, had some LOL moments, and I was glad I picked it. Now, personally, I don't know if it was my favorite book of the week. I think that has to go to Old Man Logan number 3.
I knew that was going to happen.
And here's the thing, like, I didn't expect it. I expected a down, like, when a book gets so good, you think, it just drops down. But then I read it. It changed my number 1 book, of course, but it was fantastic. It made me love Old Man Logan. Like, it is. If you're not reading this, you need to read this book. This is a call to action. Go to your shop.
Hey, we can do that now.
We can do this now. It's not on the radio. We can do call to actions. Go get this book. I get it. That's all I can say.
Nows.
Put the podcast on pause. Run to the store. Get all 3 issues. Read them and come back. Or do it afterwards. I mean, you can probably keep the podcast. Most of you will probably have this on your phone. Probably put your earbuds in. You can drive or plug it into your phone. The only problem they're going to have is they have an old rinky-dink card like yours. Your classic.
Oh, my time machine.
Your time machine.
Yeah. You know what I did today?
What'd you do?
I listened to the AM radio in my time machine.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty good. It was nice.
What were you listening to?
Good sound. Rush Limbaugh.
No way!
Yeah, that was the only thing I could find. There was like one station working on the AM.
If you had to choose any of the AM stations, at least you chose one like we could talk about and make be like, oh, that's kind of cool. We all know that. I mean, I was wondering if it was just going to be like, some oldie guy. He was just talking about like how the bells don't work on his.
I'm name dropping, man.
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh, awesome. Yeah. I mean, at least you got a show out of it.
I was looking for sports, but what can you do?
The ESPN is hard to find on ours.
Sometimes.
So your top pick was Cyborg.
Yes, Cyborg issue 1. I had high hopes with David Walker writing it.
So the book didn't meet the caliber that you wanted?
Well, there was a lot going on in the book. There was a lot to digest. For first issue, I think it read more like a second issue. You read it as well, right?
I did. I read it. For me, I was bored to tears.
Oh, really?
Correct. Because everything that happens in that book happened in Justice League. I already read all of it.
Well, now, see, I didn't read any of Justice
Correct.
League.
So, I mean, for you kind of were introduced to stuff. I read it. It was basically one of those free issues that you get at a comic book shop or Barnes & Noble, and they just kind of peruse of stuff that happened. I wasted $3 buying this book for nothing to happen.
So for
stuff I already knew.
For you, it was just a recap.
A terrible remake. I mean, It was worded correctly. I like the way David Walker flows the panel. So, that I can get behind. The artwork is not bad.
The artwork is fantastic. I loved the artwork.
The problem is, Ivan Reis did it, but Ivan Reis also did Justice League. So it was basically cutting and pasting the Cyborg stories from the last year into a book. That's all it was for me.
Well, see, that would be a little more disappointing for you then.
It was, and that's why it was on my bottom. It was one of the worst books.
And I mean, I hyped it up a lot. I was excited for it because it's the debut of this character's book.
And that's why I got it. You hyped it up. I mean, we were going to make Cyborg Cyborg every day instead of just Wednesday. And now it seems like it's going to be Cyborg no days.
Well, unfortunately, it did fall a little flat.
Now, will you get issue 2?
I'm not sure that he left enough on the table for me to want to pick up issue 2.
Now you read Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde.
I did, yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
It was more enjoyable than my pick, that's for sure.
Will you get issue 2?
I mean, I didn't get issue 1.
Correct, I let you borrow mine, but would you pick up issue 1 and get issue 2?
It's a possibility if I didn't have a budget.
So, David F. Walker is writing Cyborg.
Correct.
But he's also doing the comic book version of Shaft.
Yeah, the 6-issue miniseries ended a few months back.
Okay. He is on Twitter right now bashing... recap, the movie Shaft is going to I'm saying remake, you're just saying sequel, basically, right, Hans?
Yes.
So there's a new movie of Shaft regardless.
A new edition, if you will.
And the people in charge of the book, in charge of writing the script hasn't even been written yet. And their
ideas. This is in the idea stage. Things are being thrown around. No script, no production, nothing. This is the first time I've ever even heard of it.
And David Walker... So, rumor is there's going to be some comedic elements to Shaft. And David F. Walker flipped out.
He's going on a Twitter rampage, if you will. Every other comment on his Twitter feed is about this new Shaft film.
And I can see his point. It makes sense for what Shaft is about.
What he's saying is he doesn't like the idea that it's going to be a comedy.
And I don't either. I mean, it's cool to have some comedic elements to it. Very similar to like Ant-Man, where, you know, Michael Pena would say something funny and you kind of chuckle. But to make it a comedy movie is not what Shaft's about, nor should it ever be on the table. I completely
agree. And I agree with some of what David Walker's saying. But I think his anger is way too early.
He wants to nip it in the butt. It's like if you have a pet. And the pet jumps on the furniture when it's a kitten. And you say, oh, but it's a kitten, you know. You can take him off the furniture. He's not going to do it. And next thing you know, he's on the counter licking the butter. And you're like, oh, get down. You can't do it. No, you got to correct him from the beginning. He jumps on the counter. Hey, you get down. You yell at him.
I'm sorry I let your cat lick the butter.
Exactly. Don't let my cat now he's licking everything. You start a mess. But that's what he's doing.
But you're saying we have to train these filmmakers?
I'm saying that you have to. Or else you're going to run into situations where they take train out of the station into something that is not what you want, and it gets too late. Once it gets past that script phase and they're writing, choosing the actors for it, I mean, it's...
But there's no script yet. It's just a concept right now. And all the article stated was comedic tones.
Correct. There should never be any comedic tones in Shaft.
So you're saying they never should have made the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft?
There was not comedic tones in that. Did he say funny lines? I mean...
That's all I'm getting at.
Isaac Hayes, the whole... Shaft is one big...
Shut your mouth.
Exactly. That's funny. That if you consider that comedic tone, I can get on it. But if you consider slapstick comedy, I mean, what is comedic tones?
I really don't think it's going to be slapstick. I mean, don't insult the filmmakers.
But what they're known for is kind of like that goofy kind of humor that Shaft should not have. The creators of the new Shaft, the person who did Blackish and the executive producer of The Goldbergs, they are all about that comedic aspect. If you watched Blackish, they hit really important points, but it's done in such a comedic tone. If Shaft was done in that same element, it'd be bad.
Well, now, I think these guys are professional enough to realize that they can't make it a complete comedy like they do a sitcom. It's a whole new ballgame when you're making a film.
Seth Criminals hit the streets this week, and it's going to be exciting. It is in a bag, as you can hear.
Can you hear that plastic just flailing around?
And the nice thing is the book, here's what it says. Guess what? There's a chance this is secretly a sketch variant upon which Chip and Matt have sketched. So there's 1,500 copies.
Polybagged.
Double polybagged.
Polybagged.
Which means it's great because you can't cheat and kind of see. Sometimes with polybags, you can kind of take a look and be like, oh, is in there? Because it's just a little sketch window with some kind of drawing that Chip or Matt have drawn.
Which honestly is probably the major selling point right now.
The book hasn't done as well as it should. It's kind of gone downward, but it's fun. So we're going to open this up. I'm super excited. I have my handy dandy scissors here.
Are those your special party time scissors?
No, sir. These are special Fresh to Death comic scissors.
Can't get those anywhere else.
No, you cannot.
All right, so what Brian's doing now? He's taking the top of the poly bag and just ripping, not ripping.
Now I'm ripping.
He's cutting a small incision, a very maybe a centimeters in length incision. He will insert his finger and tear along the top as not to cut the book.
And that's the most important part of opening a poly bag with scissors is you don't want to cut the book.
That's right.
Especially if you have the variant in there. Because you cut the book, you lose everything of what...
Is there a possibility of a variant in this bag?
100%. There is a 50% chance.
50?
It is Schrodinger's cat right now. It could, and it could not have one in it.
It's whose cat?
Schrodinger's.
Schrodinger's cat. Schrodinger's
Yes.
cat, if you will.
And the worst part is when you're left-handed, you have a very hard time cutting with scissors.
Especially when you're using right-handed scissors.
Correct.
Now, see, what we should have done for this segment is get a special left-handed scissors.
We should have, but I went to my mom's drawer and I stole her scissors, so...
That is unfortunate. We'll have to get those back.
Maybe,
Oh, do you want me to take over?
Maybe you can take over,
Okay,
sir. It may be
alright.
a lot easier for you. We won't open it until his is open.
Now, can you describe to the people what I'm doing?
Alright, Hans is lining up my bag again.
Yeah.
He is messing with it. I feel like he's going to break it. So he's taken the bag. He's now performing the cutting. I'm just hoping he's not going to cut the book. It's my biggest worry. He's cutting. It seems to be going well. His breath and concentration is steady. His fingers having a little bit of trouble with the bag. He's having a little bit of trouble. But he's cutting again. He's got it. I think he has a rhythm.
And we have it.
It's done. All right.
Here we are.
So mine is now open.
Are you ready?
Well, are we do it at the same time? So.
No, go ahead. Go with yours.
All right, so I'm opening it up.
And while you're opening that, I will get mine prepped.
I'm taking it out, and it is a board.
Ooh,
it is a board. It's just
they
a regular
even
board.
come with boards. That is nice.
So now it's time to get the bag
That is
out.
very nice.
All right, so I'm opening it up. I have flipped it to the back side because I don't know if I have it. I am excited to see. And I'll do a reveal. I'm going to take a look at 3, 2, 1. I did not get it.
Oh, man, you did not get a sketch variant.
I didn't get it.
That is unfortunate.
Very sad.
Flip through the pages real quick. Let me know if there is a couple of bucks hidden in there or something.
Yeah.
Is there anything hidden?
Not that I can see.
Nothing. That is
but
unfortunate.
It might be something when I take a look later tonight. Maybe the money will fall out. Because rumor is some money was placed inside one of the books. But it was disappointing. I can't wait to read it, though. I mean, I'm kind of excited to read it. But I didn't get a sketch variant, so I do feel really sad.
I've got it.
Oh, and Hans has his open. He's just put the scissors down. He's opening it up. He is having a little bit of trouble because it is a tight fit.
It's very snug.
It's very similar to like an OJ glove. Very, very tight. All right, so he's getting the bag open.
It's not coming out.
Oh, it's not coming out.
This
He did a bad job cutting.
No, the cutting is fine. It's just
It helped if when I took my board out.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. So he has it open. He
it's
took it
the
out
back?
with the bag
Back,
and the
look,
board.
Look at that. For mature readers only.
Duh. I knew that part. It was on my book too.
Oh, and don't forget to ask your retailer about their senior discount.
All right, so we're
flip
taking
it
a look.
over. Are you
He's
ready?
Oh
man, 0 for 2.
Unfortunately, neither one of us hit the jackpot or the money shots. Which one are you more upset by, Hans?
I'm pretty fine about it. I still have a great book to read.
But when you get a special edition where a book might have a sketch or even over $1,000 worth of money in it, doesn't it do something to you that you wish you would have it? Especially when you go on eBay and you see all these other people who want it, and they're just selling it for tons of money. They're only in it for the money.
Why would you sell it?
It's on eBay, sir. They're selling it for $40 a pop, if not
I would
more.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
I
Why
would
is
put
it
it
that
on
people...
my shelf, and I would look at it every day as if it were a picture of my mother.
It just doesn't make sense. Why do people who don't get the book but get it for the variant so they can sell on eBay, why are they the ones that get it? Not the people who would appreciate it, like you and me.
Maybe that's not the case. Maybe they do appreciate it, but they're so hard up for cash that they need to part with it.
What? That got depressing.
A little bit, but I'm unemployed. So.
Now time for a new segment on Fresh Death Comics called A Hero's Tale with Brian's Mom. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing, son of mine and his friend?
Hi, Brian's mom.
Hello, Brian's friend.
So the object of the game is we're going to give you superheroes, maybe some supervillains, and you need to tell us their powers. So pretty easy,
Yeah, the rules are pretty easy.
pretty easy.
Give me
you a
the
name.
answers and I'll
So
get
for
everyone.
example, we'll give you
Spider-Man.
Oh, you want me to guess it
yep,
now?
and then you just tell us what you think.
Webs.
That's his only power is webs.
Well, he flies through the air with them. And he gets caught up in them. He captures people and holds them to the wall. That's pretty cool. He doesn't bite like a spider. That's a good thing. And then he can fight because he can fly through the air and come at you with great force.
Black Widow.
Oh, that's a sad woman whose husband died because she killed him. But that's a bad woman who goes around and I don't have a clue what.
The power that nobody knows.
It must do with spiders. Maybe she makes black webs. Do I get a point? Did I guess it right?
No. Hawkeye.
Okay. He's the guy who can see like a hawk and he does the arrows. And he shoots them and they're always correct and right.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, she's spot on.
That's spot on. All right, Hans.
Let's go with Man-Bat.
Man-Bat? Do you mean Batman?
No, Man-Bat.
There's a Man-Bat?
Yeah, Man-Bat.
What is that? Batman's son? Grew up? Became Man-Bat.
You're the one telling us.
Okay, all right. I would think that he has bat-shaped boomerangs that come back at you because he's a man-bat. Or maybe Batman has the shaped bats. Maybe his are men that he throws.
I mean, she's logical. She's thinking about it logically.
She is thinking about it. Here's a picture of Man-Bat for you.
It's a wolf. It's a wolf. Why would you call him a bat? Look at he still looks like a... Oh, now he looks like an ugly bat next to Batman. Oh, wow. Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He'd be classified as a villain.
So probably he came from the cave of Batman and he metamorphed into something bad because Batman spilled all the villains on him.
All right. Seems logical.
Hey, this
I
is
like
her
it.
story. She's telling it.
You're the one whipping us a tail. Mantis Man.
Mantis Man. Mantis. Now, it's not Man from Atlantis, and it's not the superhero guy that goes in the water, scuba diver man.
Pretty accurate.
Mantis Man. A great big praying mantis. So he would have strong arms that are extra long.
Anything else?
Yeah, he can crush them with his strong arms and then nibble on them.
So is he a good guy or bad guy?
He's a bad guy.
I actually really like what he said. Actually, he doesn't exist. I just made him up.
Well,
So as a character, I mean, it sounds pretty...
Sounds accurate to me.
I would read it. I would read a book like that. Playface.
Clayface.
Playface.
Is that related to Mudman? Clayface.
Clayface.
Two-Face got a facial.
So it's just Two-Face walking around with the facial cream.
Clayface is just a
Clayman.
clay, and he can turn into different things, whatever he wants.
Well, of course. Who's shaping him?
He's shaping himself.
Wow, pretty good.
He's a pretty good artist.
Yeah. He can turn into anybody. I could be Clayface right now. You wouldn't know.
Wouldn't you change into a tree too and a fish?
I mean, if I was Clayface, yes, I could do that.
Would you turn yourself into a fish?
I won't. No, because then Dad would eat me.
No, yeah, but you're a lot of clay, so you could typically make yourself into like a dolphin or something. Now, would you do that?
No,
Why?
because dolphins are bad.
No, they're not.
They rape people.
They what?
They rape. It's known that dolphin rape. It's real.
You're sick.
Oh man,
You're sick. Have you been living in the ocean?
No.
But now I could see Clayman turning himself into a whale, and how stupid he'd be because Clay just sinks to the bottom. So there he'd be. There's his hero strength rock. I'll sit on you for 1,000 years.
So this has been a hero's tale with my mom.
Hello.
With
Mama
Mama
it's
Luke.
goodbye.
No, it's goodbye. We're leaving.
goodbye.
We've done it. You
need-
gave me the hiccups.
It's a power.
You invented
It's a power.
Mantis. Man, do you have fun?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
You'll come back and do this again with us?
If you need some more education.
Now it's time for our pick of the week, our most anticipated book that's coming out this week. We'll start out with you, Hans. What is your most anticipated book of the week? I should mention that there is an exception that everyone should be picking up this week, is X-Files, the annual #1. X-Files is written by a friend of the show, Mike Raich, one of the nicest guys on the planet. Truly one of, if you don't know him, he does the stuff of Legends. He does Wild Blue Yonder. He does a great book called The Pack. If you are in the Elmira area, he is going to be doing a book signing August 13th at Heroes from Mom Throughout Comic Book Shop. I have to say, I've met quite a few people. He is by far the greatest. He's fun to talk to. He'll talk to you about anything. He's a great guy. Hans, you've met him. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I think you summed it up there. I think he's a pretty great
Isn't he?
guy.
He's so good. I can't express how much I like the guy. He's just I want to meet someone who doesn't like him.
And I know we're going to the event where he will be doing his signing, and hopefully we can have some words with him.
On to our first pick. Hans, what is the book you're most excited for this week?
Well, it was going to be the X-Files annual.
You cannot choose that because everyone should be getting that.
But since everyone should be getting that, I put Low issue 8 at the top of my list.
And always the most important question, why?
Well, first of all, it's written by Rick Remender, and I think he just understands me. I think he is living within my heart, and he's just writing to me every time he picks up a pencil.
So my pick of the week is Superman number 42. Superman has gone in a great direction of his identity being released to the world, and now he has to go through this. Like, he is stuck where he has the whole world knowing who he is, and for the first time ever, he gets to be who he is. Like, it's not a secret anymore, like Clark Kent is Superman. And so it's almost like an identity crisis he has to suffer with. There's no more of him going back to his life as a porter and just kind of chilling in the back. Everywhere he goes into a gas station, some punk's going to go look at him and go, yo, you're the Man of Steel, right? And he doesn't have his full powers back as well, which is also pretty cool. That he's almost like a super soldier version of Superman.
He has powers?
He has minimal powers.
I thought he was completely void of all power.
Nope. He has minimal powers. He can jump really high. He's got some super strength. But he can bleed. And I'm excited to read it. It's one of the books that, there were some other ones I was debating with. Age of Ultron vs. the Zombies came out, X-Men 92. And it was one of those ones where it's a close call because it wasn't a big week. So there weren't a lot of choices out there. But at the same time, there weren't any major books that I like. So it was a very interesting week of what books I was most excited for. So, thank you for listening to Fresh Earth Comics. I'm your host, B. Luke. As always is my co-host, Hans, the bearded grizzly bear. And we will see you next week.
Bye.